Hey guys, I'm back. So I realized on my last video that I had the screen, the text was a little small, and you probably couldn't even read what I was writing. So I tried to zoom it in. I tried to zoom in the video itself when I edited it, um, just to make sure that you can see it. So from this point forward, and I apologize for that, but from this point forward, I'm going to have it, you know, the font a little bigger so you can see what we're doing. All right, so what are we going to talk about in this video is going to be the CMD or the command line commands, or the bash windows, the git bash windows commands. I feel like if you don't have this information, you're eventually going to be out there in the internet trying to find it, trying to figure out, how to do it and things like that. So might as well just give you the information right now. I know that when I went through it the first time, or when I first started, developing, I had to use a command line for a lot of things, and I never knew exactly where to find the right information, what I needed to do. so, um, so it was always a problem. But so I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna give this to you now. So not everything, okay? I mean, there is a lot of commands that you can do, but just the main ones that you kind of need, for this. So when you open your bash command, now you're really your terminal. Your terminal is kind of weak, so I really don't use the terminal at all. I use the bash window, the git bash window, or the PowerShell. The PowerShell is good too, but you have git installed. Might as well use this. So when you open it up, you first get the very root of your computer right here. Okay, this is even behind your hard drive. This is your entire root right there. So if you ever want to know where you are and what folders you have access to from here, from this path that you're in right now, which in my case is this / right here, you can type ls, and that will list your directory at that point in time where you are. So as you can see, I have access to these folders here, the bin folder, the command folder, dev folder, etc folders, and all this other good stuff in here. Okay, so how do you get out of there and move on to different, different places? So I am assuming that everything that you need is probably going to be in one of your main hard drives. Okay, in my case, I have two main hard drives. I have my C drive, and then I have a backup drive. So I you basically will type that in here, and I'm trying to hang on a second because I want you to see what I'm doing at the same time. And excuse me for a second while I pull up a window. Okay, so how about this? How about just okay, large medium icon, so you can see what I'm doing here. All right, so how about you can see what I'm doing, and that will help you better here. All right, so at this point in time, this right here is basically this window right here. A lot of these files that you're seeing here, this USR bin, you're not seeing them now in here because they are being hidden by your Windows Explorer. Most times they do this, or Windows does this, or operating systems in general do this because they want to be protected. They want you to be protected from messing around with any of these root files that have a lot to do with environment paths and environment variables and things like that. So they don't want you to see them here. You can make them show up. There are ways that you configure your Explorer to make the hidden files show up, but it makes the screen really messy. Like, you'll have a lot of files that you never ever will have to even touch. So don't even mess with it. Alright, so where do I want to go? So if I want to go to my C drive or my backup drive, anywhere I want to go, that's what I'll do. I'll start my path from there. So the way to navigate to your path is going to be with CD. That means change directory. So you change directory, and in this case I'm gonna go to my C drive, and I'm gonna put it just like that, and I hit enter. Now you notice how I just went into my C drive. So technically speaking, I'm right here now. And just to make sure, I can hit ls just again, just like I did last time, and now I can see that I have this HashiCorp folders right here, Intel right here, local sites in here, program files, all of this other stuff. So you can see that I am in the right place. Okay, and I can continue to move forward and deeper and deeper and deeper. So if I'm gonna go even deeper into my folders, I can type cd and users, like this folder here, and now you can see that I am in C users, so I should be in here, right? And just to check, I'm gonna go here, and then you're gonna see that Lotus and public are both right there. These are basically hidden folders that you're not seeing right now. So Lotus and public right there. Likewise, you can return. Okay, so how do you return back to, nope, too far, to here, to, well, no, actually, yeah, to here. How do you go back to the C drive, right? Get out of users and come back to C drive, to this stage here. So if you want to go back one step, you do this, and you'll go back exactly one step back. And there you go. I am back on the C drive again. Now you can move forward even more than one step. So instead of going to users, I want to go directly into Lotus, directly into this folder here. You could do that by basically writing it out, users, and then / and then Lotus. Okay, now that's great if you know exactly what the folders are named and you know exactly how to get there. That's perfect. That's awesome. Sometimes it's not that easy. Sometimes you have folders that have spaces in between in the names, local sites like that, okay, or program files. If I were to go from here, where am I? I'm in C drive. Okay, so I'm exactly where I need to be. Oops. C drive. Okay. If I wanted to go to local sites, right, and I were to write it in here, local sites, just like that, I'm probably gonna get an error. Yeah, see, too many arguments. It didn't take that space, that white space in between local sites. It didn't take that white space in between. Okay, and that's the way the machine language works on these and the command lines. So this is what makes things a little tricky. Now to avoid this problem, this is what I do. I put CD, and if I know at least the first 3 letters, I put LOC, and then I hit tab, and then it will basically find that name, that folder, that kind of, you know, that starts with LOC, unless you have a few of them that start with LOC. Like if you had another folder called local site development or something like that. You can always, you know, keep tabbing through them until you get to the one that you want to. But you notice how you get that backward slash before the space. It's escape character. It's basically saying, hey, what you're about to see is not really a mess up. It's an actual white space that I want you to consider as a white space. So the backslash makes it look like you know, lets the computer know that white space is actually intended. Okay, and it's not 2 different commands. It's not that you're telling the computer cd into local and then do this other command also site. So it's kind of like splitting the commands. But if you put cd local / backward slash sites, then it's telling that this entire thing is one thing and this white space is intended to be in it. Okay, so that's a good way to do it. So I'm going to erase that because I don't need to go in there. Now, again, if I wanted to go into the tools, if I wanted to go into here, right, instead of going CD users and then hit enter and then CD Lotus and then hit enter and CD hit enter and CD, you know, like that until you get like 10 steps into a folder, it's better if you can just use the tab. So I put CD and I start, so I'm going users, okay, and then I want to go somewhere in there, Lotus, so I just hit LOT and then tab, and then it writes it out, right? And then right there, it puts me in this squiggly line. Basically, it means that you are at the beginning of your personal users file, okay? I think, to be honest, I think. So, it's kind of like a sub root. This is the machine root, I guess, and this is the root of your personal profile, I guess, because you have different profiles in Windows. You have Lotus and you have public, and then, I mean, you don't have Lotus. I have Lotus. And then you have public, and then you have another one called Lewis, and and every user in the computer that's logged in will have their own personal profile, I guess. So this is kind of like where it starts, like from you. This is from the computer right here, and this is from you. All right, and then from here, I want to go into something else, like my training environment, for example. Okay, so I'm gonna go again, training, and I forgot how to type it, so I'm gonna hit tab. And there we go, training environment. So now I am in here. I am in training environment. And if you notice, I have a Gatsby project, I have a portfolio, I have some stuff in there. Okay, so so now that I'm in my training environment here, I want to create a folder here. Now, yes, I can go to my directly into my Explorer, and then just basically new folder and write whatever I want in there. I could do that, sure. Likewise, I can do it through here somewhere. There is right here, new folder. So yeah, I could make it like this too. But I want to show you how to do things from the command line, because there may be times where you're actually going to do this. So I'm gonna make a new folder called Gatsby, just like that. Okay. So the command for making a new folder is make directory. MK for make directory. And now, assuming that you are in here already in the path that you need to be, that's where it's going to make the directory. So we're going to call this one Gatsby tutorial. Tutorial. There you go. Gatsby tutorial. And notice what's going to happen here. Boom. Done. Okay. You see that? That's great. All right. And now I'm going to CD into it, because I want to, if I created a folder, it's obviously because I want to do something. So I put a few letters. That's not it. Keep tabbing. That's not it. Okay. So you notice how I tap, and then I got this one, right? I got these Gatsby project and Gatsby tutorial. It's basically listing it for me. It's telling me, hey, you have one here that both starts with Gatsby. One is called Gatsby project, the other one is called Gatsby tutorial. Which one do you want? Well, I want the one that's Gatsby tutorial, so I'm gonna put the T in front of it, right? Because this one has a dash, this one has a T, and this is where I want to go. And then I hit tab, and then that's where I am. Then I hit enter. Now I'm in Gatsby tutorial. See that? So the tab, basically, when you hit tab a bunch of times on where you are here, it finds the common projects, the common names with the, not project, folders. The folders with that have something in common, that have this root name in common. And then it lists them for you, so you know where you want to go, or you can find them easier. All right, so now that I'm in there, I want to show you how to remove a folder. So I'm gonna make one first. So I'm gonna make one called, oops, that's not right. There you go. Make dirt. Make directory test. I'm gonna make one in there, and that's in Gatsby tutorial, so I'm not seeing it because I'm not in there, but there we are. Alright, so I made one called test. Okay, now I want to get rid of that because I don't really want one. Alright, so it's pretty easy. Just like make directory, you can gotta change my focus. Okay, here we go. You can remove directory. So remove directory, and then the name of the file that you want to remove, or folder, sorry, remove the folder, and then hit enter and watch it go away. Boom, sayonara, goodbye, see you later, don't need you. And that's as simple as that. Okay, so these are the most common commands that you're going to need as far as navigation through, your Explorer navigation and things like that. And we're gonna keep it that way. There is a lot more, so if you want to get more involved with the command line and things like that, just get used to it. You're eventually gonna see me use the command line a little more, but not from this bash window. We're gonna use it directly from inside the integrated terminal inside of Visual Studio Code. But it's basically the exact same thing. Okay, it's just integrated with Visual Studio Code. It's the same exact window, but you're gonna see me use different different codes in there as well, different lines of code that had to do with the bash window. So like git, how to handle git and push and commit and things like that. But as far as navigation through your folders structure, these are the ones that you really want to use, learn, because they're going to use these a lot. All right, let's move on. I'll see you in the next one.